Okay. All right, Ms. T. Meyer?
Hello.
Let me move you.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you can see us and you can hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. We're having some technical difficulties this morning, so thanks for bearing with us. So you're, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Ty Meyer, T. Meyer?
T. Meyer.
T. Meyer, thank you. And this is case number 2021 MR 56, and you're here for a bond appearance. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And it looks like that you were arrested on June 21st, or bonded out on June 21st with a $7,500 bond and told to come to court today. Mr. Richa.
Well, thank you, Your Honor. I've been able to review the reports and possible evidence in this case, as well as speak to other jurisdictions that may be involved in the matter. And after reviewing all those things, I've come to the conclusion that the state will not be pressing charges in this case, will not be filing a case. So I would ask that Ms. T. Meyer be released from her bond, as we do not anticipate any further action from Kingman County.
Okay, and that is granted. So Ms. T. Meyer, you'll be released from your bond, and you'll not have any other obligations here in
Great. Do I contact the bond company directly to make arrangements? I have a GPS unit.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, and at least you're released from Kingman County. I don't know if you have any other business in any other courts, but you don't have to worry about Kingman County anymore.
Thank you.
All right. Any Mr. Rich, anything further from the state?
No, Judge.
All right. Do you have any other questions, Ms. T. Meyer? All right.
No, I
well,
don't.
thank
you.
And good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
I had this all set up last time, and then apparently they had to do it.
And we had to do that yesterday.
Again, and it changed everything. So hold on.
We had a hearing on Mr. Preston for a bond modification yesterday at 4:30. So.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Hine or Heaney? Good morning. Is it Ms. Hine? Okay. And ma'am, you're muted.
Yes, it's Heine.
Amy?
Heine. Heine.
Yes. And you can hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
This is case number 2021 MR 58, state of Kansas. Well, in the interest of Danielle Heine, Mr. Richa.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have received the initial evidence and police reports in this matter. I have requested a little bit of additional information so I can make a proper determination of what, if any, charges will be filed. To be completely honest with the court and with Ms. Heine, one of the alleged charges is driving under the influence, which the state requires me to do a little bit additional checking on before determining whether charges should be filed. So I needed additional information to determine whether that was going to be a charge or not. So I'm asking for a continuance of the bond for 2 weeks. At that time, I should be able to make a determination for certain whether or not charges will be filed and what those charges will be.
All right. Ms. Heine, do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So the state is asking for a little bit more time to look over the evidence and conduct its investigation. So I'm going to continue your bond for 2 weeks and set you for your next court hearing at 8:30 a.m. on August 5th. And you can sign in just to the same link that you used this morning.
Okay.
We will, and then the state of Kansas will see at that time whether they want to pursue a case or not. So we'll have more information, and you may be getting more information before that date. But if you don't hear anything else, be sure and sign back in on August 5th.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Richard, do you have anything further that the state needs?
Just for Ms. Heine, has your address changed recently?
It has not.
Okay. I just want to make sure if we do file a case and you're served, we want to send it to the right address. So thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, and thank you for appearing today.
Thank you. Do I just leave now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're through. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
It should be Mr. Woods. Should be joining us momentarily.
And on that one, my docket shows both the MR and the case that was actually filed, but there was, I believe that just because the case was filed later.
Yeah, he's here for a first appearance, I believe. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, and you're Daniel Woods?
Yes.
Mr. Woods, you're here today for a first appearance. There's been a complaint information filed against you by the state of Kansas alleging several charges, and I'm going to go over those charges with you right now. And this is, you've been charged in case number 2021 CR 122 and count 1 with driving under the influence. This being a first offense. This stems from a report on June 23rd, 2021 here in Kingman County, where it claims that you operated or attempted to operate a vehicle while the alcohol concentration in your blood or breath was measured within 3 hours of the time of operating or attempting to operate a vehicle, which was 0.08 grams of alcohol per 210 liters of breath or 100 milliliters of blood. This is a Class B misdemeanor. and it's punishable by a minimum of 48 consecutive hours up to 6 months in the county jail, and a fine of and a minimum fine of $750 up to $1,000. You can also be ordered to do up to 100 hours of public service. And if you were convicted of this, you would have to be serve at least 48 consecutive hours in jail or 100 hours of public service before you could be released or put on probation. In count 2, you've been charged with interference with a law enforcement officer, also from that June 23rd date, claiming that you unlawfully concealed, destroyed, or materially altered evidence with the intent to prevent or hinder the apprehension or prosecution of any person. This is a Class B misdemeanor, and it's punishable by up to a year in the county jail and a fine of up to $2,500. In count 3, you're charged with speeding, which is a traffic infraction, alleging that you were going 81 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour speed zone. That carries a statutory fine of $159. And in count 4, you've been charged with failure to wear a seat belt, which is a Class C misdemeanor, punishable by up to 30 days in the county jail and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand what you've been charged with and the possible penalties?
Yes.
Now, these are only allegations. You have the right to have a trial on this matter where the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you did indeed commit this offense, each and every one of these offenses, and you have the right to defend yourself in public court. You also have the right to have legal counsel, and you can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And what we're here today is to figure out how you'd like to proceed with this case, especially as it pertains to legal counsel. Do you plan on hiring your own attorney?
I cannot afford to at this time.
Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to send you an application for a court-appointed attorney, but I'm going to ask you a couple of questions right now. Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
And where do you work?
Tranda Incorporated in Pratt.
And about how much do you make each month?
Take home probably 2,500.
Okay, a month. And how many? Do you have any dependents? People that you support?
I have 2 kids.
Okay. And do you have a wife? Any thing like that? The 2 children, your only dependents?
Children are the only dependents.
Okay. And give me just a ballpark estimate about how much your monthly expenses are. I'm sure. Do you have rent, bills like that you have to pay?
Probably 1,500 to 1,600.
Okay. And when you get this application, just answer the questions just like you did to me today. And and you'll have to list some of those expenses, but you'll see when you get it. We just need that on file. I'm going to and you say, do you live in Pratt?
No, I actually live in Medicine Lodge.
Oh, okay. But you work in Pratt, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you live in Medicine Lodge. I'm going to find that
Yes.
I'm going to find that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and I'm going to appoint Robert Slinkard to represent you. He is actually there in Medicine Lodge, and so
Yes.
it'll be easier for you. Unless, do you have any other cases
No, I do not.
besides this one? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any conflicts or anything like that. So, but Mr. Slinkard will let us know if there is, but I think that would be a good fit for you. And then I'm going to set you for your next court hearing in 2 weeks, which would be August 5th at 1:30 p.m. And that'll give you a couple of weeks. We will send you Mr. Slinkard's contact information, or you can contact him there in Medicine Lodge. Give us a day or two to let him know that he's been appointed, so he'll know what you're talking about when you call him. And then you can appear via Zoom just like you did today. In fact, you can use the same link on August 5th at 1:30. But Mr. Slinkard will tell you how he would like you to appear, and then you'll have a couple of weeks to talk to him and figure out how to proceed with this case.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Nope.
All right. Mr. Richa, anything further you need from Mr. Woods from the state's perspective?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Woods, and we appreciate you appearing today, and see you in a couple of weeks.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And then Mr. Haney Crosby was here today.
Yes, and he actually turned in his diversion agreement that we got it this morning. So we'll be filing an order resolving that case.
Okay. Which leaves us with Mr. Garcia, Edwin Garcia, 2021 TR 397, who was here for a docket call. I do not see him in the waiting room, or I don't think he was here to, have we heard from Mr. Garcia?
I don't have any notes or anything indicating that my office has had any contact with Mr. Garcia.
All right. So he looks like he's not appearing today. Mr. Richa, what would be your recommendation?
So I think under this circumstance, it might be effective to send a 30-day letter, notice of suspension. Assuming we have a good address on that, I think that would should be fairly effective.
Okay. I'm going to grant that. We will send Mr. Garcia a 30-day letter, and
I think we do, if we don't do a bench warrant on a case like this, I do think we need to set another date though.
okay. So it's got to be at least 30 days out.
Yep.
Yeah, why don't we, in fact, since it's so far at the end of the month, why don't we set this for September 2nd?
Okay.
At 8:30 a.m. No. It's since there's not, he said since there's not a bench warrant, we should set another date. So, but yeah, we're going to send a 30-day letter and set another docket call for or status for 9/2 at 8:30. And then I believe that takes care of us until 9:30.
I believe so.
Unless I missed anything. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.